Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a very quick breakdown of all the upcoming news points that Kabam covered in their latest live stream. Basically things that they have in store for us in the upcoming month and also in autumn. So they did talk about the next month's side events and upcoming champions, which I'm going to discuss in separate videos as we get more information. And the first thing that we do need to talk is going to be this Summoner Triple Double track. So it's going to start at July 21st, and it is going to be basically the same thing as it was last time around, where you're going to have to buy 3 passes. There's going to be a free-to-play version of these tracks as well, but obviously they're going to have significantly lower rewards. But the reason they are telling us this now is because at end of each month or at end of each track, we will be gaining 1 token, and then we will be able to use those tokens to acquire a guaranteed 7-star champion, if that is something you're interested in. It is something that Kabam has started doing several years ago from now, and the main point is that you do your either daily tasks or daily login, and you get some small rewards along the way, trickled in some bigger rewards. And they are saying that this is going to be the juiciest one. So it does seem that Kabam potentially didn't make enough money on July sales. At end of this track, we will be gaining ability for, I think it was uncollected Thronebreakers Plus, to gain a guaranteed 7-star champion that is going to be one of the new champions. So that is quite exciting, I'm not going to lie, if you are willing to buy these passes that typically historically are something around $10 a piece. So it's going to be like $30, I believe. But Paragon level rewards on this double triple track thing will include 6-star platinum pool pieces, which I don't think are super exciting anymore. Paragon crystals, which is quite cool. 7-star crystal shards, and gold consumables, rank up materials, units, and more. We do not have full details of that. However, remember, it will be starting on July 21st, which is 2 days after my birthday. So I guess it's something to look forward to, because even if you are free to play, there will be some rewards there. But again, they will be, typically they are less than half of what you get if you buy that extra 8 platinum level track, or however they will call it this time around. Right. Here is the token thing. By completing a double track, you will receive a token, up to 3 of them total. And then you can exchange 3 tokens for a 7-star champion, one of October's 7-star champions. So that leads me to believe it's going to be one of the newly added champions in 7-star, which also caused speculation that it will be, in fact, Morbius, due to this bat stamp, and October being the month of Halloween. So it's kind of fitting. So there is quite a lot of speculation that this will, in fact, be 7-star Morbius that people can acquire. Just holding thumbs that he's actually any good if you're planning to go for him. But then we have updates for AQW incursions and battlegrounds. So in month of July, we're gonna, so next month, the next season, we're finally gonna be getting this persistent placement phase, which is set and forget, which is basically what we know. So I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but there's gonna be no placement phase in Alliance War anymore. There was a comment that they mentioned that defensive masteries will be locked in as match is found, which could be quite annoying and problematic, where you need to change your masteries for specific time periods, and I think it will lead with a lot of people kind of forgetting. For instance, if you're grinding arena, then you kind of need to know at which points in the day you need to change the mastery back on. So it might be quite confusing with that. I hope that they figured out something, more concrete, like battlegrounds with a defensive mastery kind of like lock-in situation, which at the moment does sound quite annoying and something that I haven't addressed yet. Now, in the month of August, we're going to have relics live in Alliance War, which is fine. That's the only last game mode where relics have not been used. I just hope that we will not see must-have relic nodes like we have seen in 8.3 and side events and stuff like that. I do think, you can use relics, but the nodes themselves have nothing to do with relics. Because if they do that, then I think there's going to be quite a large pushback to that. Then, Battlegrounds victory track seeding is something that I discussed in a video just before this live stream, where basically your previous season's placement will affect where you start in victory track. So Kabam can avoid putting all the players at the bottom of the victory track from the very beginning, and that should also help and reduce the amount of mismatches and matchmaking problems, and would increase the speed that the more capable players get into the Gladiator circuit. So I do look forward to seeing details on that. I think it's overall a good idea. You will not be missing out on any rewards, by the way. You will just claim them from a solo event or something like that, or a daily objective. That every bit of victory track rewards that you can't gain because you start higher, you will be able to kind of like get them as a big lump set of rewards from some sort of solo event. They did mention that as well, so don't worry about your rewards. And September, we have an incursions revamp, and it's also going to be an incursions team side quest version 2.0. Now, in theory, I'm not against incursion side events, but in practice, the last time they tried it, the first and the last time that they tried it, that side event was the only one that I can remember that I didn't do because it was just far, far too grindy. And with this side event, there will be quite a lot of updates to incursions as well. For instance, permanent hack durations. So you will still have a limited amount of hacks that you can have on you max, but they will last permanently throughout the entire run. So you can kind of like, control your run more, which is something that I think is a very good change for incursions. And there will be separate hacks and more nodes where they kind of split them apart, which champion bonuses you choose, which minor hacks you choose, which boss hacks you choose. There will be new map layouts, which also sound very, very interesting, which I definitely look forward to. And there will be relic bonuses to all boss hacks now, not just some. Additional side notes there. Obviously, all of these incursion changes will start with this September side event, but will also carry on over the next months as a permanent change to incursions. And it is, again, something that I do look forward to, with the condition that the rewards are worth it. Because at the moment, virtually every single story in the game is outdated, and alliances are refusing to play Alliance Quest, let alone incursions. So I do look forward to all of this stuff if they actually put up the rewards up to par and improve the incursion store as is. Then also, December, we're going to have the new Alliance War map, which again is a very, very good thing. And Alliance War is something that I take personally quite seriously, and I definitely look forward to seeing what they change there in terms of layouts and nodes and everything else, shaping up Alliance War. But the same comment here has to be addressed as well. The rewards and everything else really do need addressing quite fast, but at the very least, breathing more life into Alliance War. I definitely look forward to that. An Alliance Super Season, or ASS for short. So, what can we expect of Kabam's ASS in September? It is going to be alliance-based events that are effectively designed to encourage solo players join alliances. So you're not gonna get punished for not being in there, but it's gonna be an extra set of rewards for being in alliance, and then obviously with those objectives and events, you will be encouraged to partake in all of the alliance activities. We do not have full details of that yet, but it's something that is fine, is nice. I think there's nothing wrong with encouraging players joining alliances, even if it's something that you might not necessarily enjoy long term. You can just take advantage of this event and join in some alliance for a month perhaps. But for those players who are continuously in alliances all the time, like myself, it's just an upside with no real downside there. So definitely, again, something that is quite positive. And then they had this fall category where there's AQ set of version 2.0. Now, listening to this, it genuinely did kind of upset me, because they announced that AQ 4-day thing like in March, and it's been like it's been a long time already. It's been like 4 months now, I think. And then at some point in fall, so it just feels like it's taking so long that it's frustrating to see these timelines sometimes on these things. So that will also coincide with a new AQ season, which typically means new bosses, new mini bosses, obviously update the rewards, which again is far too late for that. And then there's going to be the Battle Realm Brawl event as well. And they did talk out of this entire stream for about 3 minutes about game mode economy, and they basically said that, they're working on it. So that was like the most frustrating thing, because everything that we discussed in this video pretty much, is cool. Updates to AQ, cool. 4 days, more convenient for players. None of it matters if there's no real point to play AQ like right now in the game. And it did feel like they are kind of, at least for parts of it, taking it like, we're going to do it as we go along whenever we update these modes. For some of the things, to be fair, they said that they are coming sooner than we expect them. But there was zero kind of concrete information. And at the moment, community basically cares only about game economy that has been completely uprooted with the July offers. And then they spent an hour discussing all of these things, which are good, but then they spent 3 minutes glossing over the game mode economy, which is what everybody in the stream wanted to hear. So the stream itself kind of became, at least to me personally and a lot of my viewers, more frustrating to watch as we got along, because everybody right now is concerned about game mode economy, much less about specific details whether the Alliance war nodes will be changed. Because the game mode economy questions will, decide how people approach these game modes to begin with. And if the economy doesn't shake up, then a lot of people will just play it more casually, leave, or, do something else, focus on other game modes. And all of these things seemingly are absolutely secondary to what are the resources that you will be able to acquire from these. And that got pretty much glossed over. But they did mention that we can expect updates to all of these things throughout the summer, which again sounds like very, very chilled back, laid back attitude to the biggest concern that the people have in the game right now. And yeah, that is basically the stream. They did show Gladiator model, if you guys are interested, and talked a bit about Gladiator. We do not have his ability kits yet, but here we can see how he's at the moment designed to look like in the game. And that's basically what Kabam has announced now for the summer and fall time. Let me know what you guys think, and by watching this 13-minute video, you basically got all the information that you would from the entire Kabam stream. So hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about